we go. Everybody go. The original. Since I startin' on these bitches invisible. Everything I do so typical. Ain't you want me while these chickens are inquisitive? Started off one day. Had me saying things the Hispanic girls say. Hating when we call the shit Spanish girls say. Had me thinking they gon' live the Spanish girl way. Yeah, and I'm just too pretty. Straight up out the womb, up in New York City. Long hair, blue eyes, chains on titties. Paved the way for all these washed up biddies. And I'm not the one gonna have you running back when I.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy DJ SJ614, and we are
the New York Dose.
And in the studio with us today, we have
PSwitch down. That motherfucking P is silent. Years.
Your producer engineer Reyes.
Hello. Welcome to the house, y'all.
That's my voice. I see you, bro.
The New York Dose is a weekly podcast run by a team of multicultural millennials, bringing you pop culture, chit-chat, current events, and a dose of New York City.
This show is comprised of 3 sections that are broken up into smaller segments. The main sections are the subway, Empire State of Mind, and Times Square.
And if you hear anything you like, please use the hashtag TNYD or mention us at the New York Dose so we can converse with you. Or you can call and text us at 520-815-6670. Leave us a voice note.
Voice note.
A voice note in. Leave us a message. Leave us a text message. Call us up. Tell us what to do. And yeah.
So we're going to get into the first section of the show. This is the subway. The segments in this section correlate with the New York City MTA subway line. Since we have a guest, we're going to make you guys ride our subway. Transferring from train... she's nasty. From train to train, starting with the G train. This is the guest train.
Yes.
We dive into you. So...
G train. Nah, if it's the G train, it's because we G.
Hey. Gangsters in the building.
Nigga came with his own soundboard. What up?
Yo, this is the best thing I've ever.
Alright, this is what we do.
Yes.
Motherfucking silent PM shit.
Switch is back in the building.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's been a while since I've been here. Y'all got this shit down, packed down. Official to glow up out here. Y'all gotta work on that freight elevator, bro.
I know. That was a little lump in the process. Last time you were here, were we?
No, we were not the New York Dose.
Oh, wow, it's been that long.
We was just on one boat, on one corner. And giving toasts all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, and I came with the homie too.
I know.
Today.
Yo.
Dude.
I'm
so everybody, how y'all feeling? Everybody good?
Feeling good. How you feeling?
Great.
Good.
I'm feeling awesome.
What brings you guys to the studio, to the Dose house? What's going on? Tell us. What's up?
What did you do?
Well, okay, so it's funny you said studio because I'm here with my boy Reyes, and Reyes is a producer, engineer, out here creating the sounds of New York City, creating fire. Yo, they be out there and working with fucking fire people, including myself, the Silent B. But the most important thing is that we recently opened up a music studio, Studio91, Studio 91. What you gotta say about that, right?
Yeah, so we recently were getting ready to relocate our studio to Whitestone, that's in Queens. And just a better vibe over there, bigger location. We're just looking to expand at this point. We did fairly successful at the studio that we're in right now, and then we were like, it's time to do this. So
I cannot forget the grand opening little get together you guys had. I was in there, little Liddy.
Oh no!
And then we went we had drinks at a bar, and then we went we all walked to the studio together.
When was this?
This was
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to set the precedence, we've only opened up our studio less than 6 months ago in Long Island City.
Oh my God.
And now we've already expanded and we're blowing up. At a Loso, if you didn't know so, was at that grand open Oso party.
Yo, you guys know, if you guys don't know by now, how much I love
some mixing.
I'm all over town, living my best life.
That's right.
No, but I love music, of course, but I love the process of music. So I love the vibe of even just being in the studio, and that's why I really appreciated that day, because it's we were hearing your beats that that you were working on, and then new music, and I just thought it was a good one.
Yeah, you gotta come to the new one when we open it.
So where's the new one gonna be?
In Whitestone.
Whitestone.
Yeah, location of Queens.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I don't even know what that
Yeah,
is.
no, it's in Queens.
Is it by the Whitestone Bridge?
Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got it.
I'm so smart.
Look at you
Wait,
doing
isn't there
research.
Whitestone in the Bronx too?
Well, the cool thing about it is that it connects right
It
to
connects,
it.
oh,
So,
okay.
like,
It's
yeah.
right over. It's like 10
But I used
minutes
to go
from
to
the
the
Bronx.
Whitestone movie theater.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
right there.
Yeah.
So if you take that bridge right over, you're right there by the studio.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to anybody who used to go to Whitestone Cinemas on Tuesdays
Hey.
from $6 movies.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a dose of New York City right
That's
there.
right.
Stay there all day with one movie ticket.
Sano.
That's right. That's
Spend a whole
right.
Saturday in there.
Hey.
Just buy one ticket, watch every movie.
Go there, fight with your girl during the movie, and make up by the time you get out. Come see me. How about that $5?
There you go. There you go.
I'm good.
A lot of millennial babies were probably born at that movie theater too.
I wasted a lot of millennial babies.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All over the popcorn.
That's sticky, bro.
Ooh, nasty. So, I want to know so what can we expect to come out of Studio 91?
I guess like the biggest answer that I could give you is just I'm trying to mold the sound of New York. That's really been our goal. So like everything that's coming out of the city, we want to be behind and a part of, whether it's him helping out on a writing side or logistical side for artists, or me producing, engineering, trying to just mold the sound. That's really been my dream since day one to do this. Like I'm born and raised here in New York, so I know the Bronx.
BX.
Yeah.
You heard?
Oh, BX is in the motherfucking
Fuck out of
movie.
here.
That's
Fuck
right.
is they saying?
That's right, yo, they counted
Fuck
us
is
out,
they
but
saying?
two Bronx boys here, you know what I'm saying? Like they always trying to count the Bronx out with.
The soundboard.
Yeah. Fuck is they saying, my G? Fuck is they saying about it?
Boys in the building.
BX, that's where the fuck we at, you heard? You heard?
Yeet.
Sign
Alright,
them.
enough BX, alright.
Yeah, but yeah, that's really just been the goal, you know, just try to curate the sound of New York. Like, I want to get it back to, you know, the era where music gave you a feeling. Like, you think of your favorite songs sometimes, and some things are so nostalgic, it brings you back to that moment in time, and I feel like we don't have that right now. We have like the quick songs that we like for a month and then they're forgotten about. So I want to restore like the soul back into music, but still with a modern feel, you know, because we gotta get out of that dated sound,
Right.
but just incorporate the soul. And that's really what we're about, man. We're just trying to build Studio 91. Yeah, what would you say?
And I would say, like, for me, as an artist and as a creative, to be a part of this process, it's an honor to be working with my homie
Yeah.
I
Reyes.
appreciate
To
that.
see
Thank
him
you.
prosper as like a producer, engineer with his own business, and have the ability to work with all different types of people. And that is what he does. Like, if you know my music, and if you don't know my music, I also have an album called Oh My Cool dropping. I'm waiting for the iTunes processing right now, so we got more coming.
Yes,
But
yes.
if you know the type of person I am, I'm like a little abstract and I make weird stuff, and Reyes is that perfect link to keeping it like the musical craft here.
Right.
You know, not the performance of it, but the spirit and the heart of it more, right?
Yeah, like, you know, most of the times when I'm working with you, I'm working with whatever artist I'm working with, I try to take what they're best at,
Yeah.
but then put a format to it.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes artists are all over the place and they kind of need direction in order to create a
Right.
record, and then we do that a lot. That's why we mesh so
That's
well.
very important.
That is.
I never, because sometimes people would just be like, you know, just give me what you got, like give us the raw thing, or, you know.
Nah, not with me. Like, everything has to have some type of a structure. They don't have to have the same structure every time, you know, music is fluid. But there has to be some point that you listening to the song, you're like, okay, I can identify the chorus of this, or I can identify this is a verse and they're saying something on it. So that's my job ultimately, to keep you in pocket.
I love that, because me personally, I'm all about structure.
Yes,
so the
you are.
fact-
Yeah.
So the fact that you're able, that is your role, and that's the responsibilities you take on, that says a lot about the type of producer and person that you are. You also look a lot like Ebro, which is crazy.
Oh, I never even heard that, nigga. You an old man. I cannot front like that.
Ebro?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be like Ebro,
No.
but nah.
Yo, let's grade your video. We cosplay you as Ebro.
Yo,
That's how we're gonna get the Studio 91 out there. Ebro,
Hashtag Ebro in the description.
Word it here first, you heard? That's what it is.
you guys already answered my next question. I was gonna ask, you know, like, how do you two like connect? Like,
Yes,
like,
I'd like to know the beginnings.
Oh, whoa. So this is very interesting because for me, I'm looking at with 3 people in the room who I like know from very different worlds, but I'm watching them all combined. So I went to high school with DJ SJ614. We was in the same high school class together, and we was in a hip hop group together at one point. And I don't know, so if you didn't know, so I didn't know at all. So while still in high school, but we linked up after
high school.
And I've been creating with Reyes for 7 years now. We actually worked at the Apple store together. He walked up to me on the first day like, let you tell the story. Let you tell the story.
It gets me tight every time I tell the story. And I still want to fight him over it. But anyway, so we both got hired at Apple at the same time. So like they make you go through this little group training. You know, you got to be there with a bunch of people that got hired or whatever. And they break you up in groups, right? So I'm looking around the room and they ask where you're from and people raising their hands. And then when they said the Bronx, I noticed like 1 or 2 people raise their hands, right? So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, that's probably who I'm gonna be friends with.
Right. Sano BX.
Right, yeah, you know, just my bias to where I'm from. So Switch is there and they break us up into groups and I look at him and his aesthetic is a little weird. So I'm like, yo, he has to do something like if he's an artist, a photographer, something, and I do music, so my like networking brain kicks in, right?
I would say futuristic rather than weird. Niggas live in different time zones.
It was okay. That's strange.
You told me today. You looking futuristic.
Because I see you. I saw you walking around in the future.
You have to see D with the rain boots.
I knew he was gonna say the rain boots.
The fucking rain boots. Sorry, Matt.
Nah, you good. Damn, where was I?
You saw your networking brain.
Oh yeah. So I seen him right, and he looked a little different because when you think of the Bronx, you think of more of a person that looks like me. He got Yankee fitted Jordans, you know. So I was like, this dude has to be from Brooklyn.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yo. Wow. So I go up to him and I talk to him and I'm like, yo, what's up? You know, trying to connect with him. I'm like, yo, my name is Reyes or whatever. And he's like, give me the side eye. He's like, yeah, what up, Switch?
Nice to meet you, bro.
And I'm like, I'm still trying to connect, but it's kind of hard because he's being like real close with his body language and shit.
Pleasure.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, man, you know, I guess we're in the same core. Like, we just got hired together. What store you gonna be working at? He's like, yeah, 5th. I'm like, oh, word, me too. I see you from the Bronx. Like, I'm really trying hard to connect with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
electricity.
I looked around the room and I was like, I can't fuck with the rest of the people in here, so it has to be him or nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna be my friend.
It was
He is going to be
Good for you.
Good for you, bro.
Nah, so
music? Word?
yeah, that's what happened. I was like, yo, you look like you do something. And he was like, yeah, I do music. And I was like, oh, dope, I'm a producer. Cool. And that's when he opened up and he became friendly. He was like, oh, word? He's like, oh, okay, cool. So we started talking. But yeah, now that I think back, he kind of punked me and I mean, owe you one for that.
It was all right, I would say it was a difficult time in my life. I will admit that. But more so than anything else, I just wasn't there to make friends. Nigga, I'm not here to get my bread.
Right. You wanted the coin.
Well, I'm
not trying to fucking talk and shit. I'm in this core.
I'm trying to make alliances, bro. What are you talking about? You don't know who you about to work with.
I'm also like, who is this nigga? Oh yeah, you produce? Like.
Nah, he's lying, bro. As soon as I said I produce, he's like, word.
You know your eyes open.
He's like, yo, we got a haircut. Yeah, that's what I had to say.
But he wasn't adding to my. I had no plan to go in there and like make friends, buddy.
No, but then he quickly learned I was the real one, and that's how this, you know, business and friendship kind of flourished from that moment on.
I love it. I feel like there's always that moment, like when you are in a job and you're like, all right, is this nigga just gonna be work friends?
Or they're gonna be.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then like those ones that do shit outside, you're like, okay, how hard do you go? You know,
that's what my questions was. I'm like. You out here introducing yourself as a producer. What do you produce, nigga?
Right.
Fuck out of here. He needed somebody at the time to help mold and craft
so bad.
And God put me in his life.
Right.
You feel me? To get him
You guys were there perfectly at the same time.
Exactly.
Together.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
You're right.
Destiny.
Fuck out of here. I'll get you out of here real quick, bro.
Nah, I like that shit. It's true. Let me shake your hand, brother.
Studio91 in the motherfucking building.
Yeah,
you're. So, what do you see for the future of Studio91?
You want to take that first?
Now you taking that.
expansion, I mean, there's a lot of things I really want to do with the studio. I feel like the studio, I want to make it, like I said, a home base for New York artists so that they can grow. I want to be able to have multiple studios around the city. And then, you know, I just want to, like I said, mold the next big thing that's coming out of here. I work with a lot of kids, some kids like 16, 18, and I see the potential in them.
Right.
And really, for me, it's kind of crafting what's next, not what's now. Because what's now was in place to like 3-4 years ago when they were working on a plan for it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to always think about the future. And I feel like having a home base is kind of a way for us to tie that all in.
Yeah, I agree. Like that, I would say that's the biggest thing that we get out of the studio, other than